Hi, I am Melinda Marquardt. That is Milo, my dog. You'll see him running in and out of the screen. He's very curious as to what's going on and why I'm always here. So today I'm going to show you the Oakley collection. This is the first collection that I designed and it launched globally September of last year. So I thought I'd give everybody a little recap. So to start, I'd give you a little history of how the brand came to be. And I decided to start the Vale because I wanted to create artwork for the home. And this was the very first pattern that I designed. So this is called Lion Toile, and this is a wallpaper. It's on a non-woven ground. It is 52 centimeters or 20.5 wide. And the background, as you can see, is marbled. And the way that I did that was in a marbling bath. And I learned from a master marbler in Venice, which was pretty cool. I am no master, by the way. This took me forever. So in the background of that lion, you can actually see this marbled paper, which is a mirrored repeat. Here you go. So this is printed on mica paper. Mica is a mineral found in the earth and it just gives it that lustrous finish. In certain lights, it looks almost metallic, but it's not a metallic. It's almost like a pearlescent finish. So those can be coordinated together. I had a customer use this one on a bathroom wall and then this on the ceiling, and that was very cool. To coordinate with that, on 100% linen, this is washable, and it's also suitable for residential upholstery. It's 20,000 double rubs. So the repeat is 3 across, and the lion is a sketch that I did when I was in Tanzania on a safari. And then all these little botanical sketches, I took photographs at Kew Gardens in London, and I took them home and I did a lot of floral studies. And I put this piece together and I thought that it needed a little bit of color because all of my illustrations were in black and white. So then that's why I decided to start experimenting with marbling to add that little pop of color in there. And as we see the whole collection, I'll show you that each color of the lion toile actually has a completely different background. But I'm going to show you all of the pebble blue colors as a palette together because I think it shows better that way. This is pattern Cub, based on traditional Kuba cloths of Africa. And this is a ribbed cotton ground. I hope you can see that. And then it's screen printed in 2 colors on top of that. And it's a medium geometric design. I really want to get in close here because within the rib, you can see how beautifully the ink has soaked into that. And you can see a variation in the colors, and it's a very luxurious pattern. It's 60,000 double rubs, suitable for upholstery. And then a beautiful drapery fabric to coordinate with that. This is Sugar Bush, a personal favorite, and it is an embroidered fabric on 100% linen. Everything in this collection is 100% natural. That's very important to me and to the brand because I just think that everything should be recyclable, should go back to the earth and be good for the environment. These are meant to last a very long time. They are a luxury, it's a luxury product. Sorry, let me just move my coffee before my dog spills it. And in this particular piece, I sent my drawing to the mill in India, and they actually translated every single pen stroke and brush stroke into a different type of embroidery. So you'll see that in here, there's at least 7 different types of embroidery, and it's all hand guided. Let me show you the full repeat again. So it's a modern floral based on Protea of South Africa. And on the same linen ground, that washable ground. This is lily stripe. Again, I illustrated these lilies and then I turned it into a stripe with a matching wallpaper. So this is lily stripe wallpaper. It's on a matte ground finish for that sort of country aesthetic. And to coordinate with those, this is timeless linen. This is in both collections now. This is a beautiful color, pebble, and one of our best sellers. It's just a really nice, well-priced linen that is washable, suitable for upholstery, drapery. It's got this beautiful slub in it. It adds a little bit of texture, and that comes in 9 colors. In the pebble color palette, this is pattern Tasselberry. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? You may notice that it has a slight metallic sheen to it. That's because the ground is a foiled ground, and then on top of that is a hand-woven sisal. And then on top of that is a digital print. So this has been traveled all over the world from Asia to Europe to be printed. So it's a very special piece. It's sold by the meter or the yard. These were originally drawn with pen and watercolors for the branches and the berries. It's based on African gray parrots. And I like the juxtaposition of having the birds be the neutral and then the background be the colored. So it's a little bit of a modern twist on a traditional bird wallpaper. To coordinate with that, this is Vale's stripe in color pebble. So you can see in here, each stripe actually has a variation in color. So you'll see it goes from dark to light to dark. Again, that's because of the variety of the different weaves. And the mill translated my watercolor of this stripe directly into this woven. It's suitable for upholstery, and I love that you can see that painterly quality in the final product. That is the whole point of the Vale. You are supposed to see every brush stroke, every mark that was made in the original process of creating the artwork in the final piece. We are almost in the greens, but before that, this is marble stripe. I created this again in a marbling bath. So I don't know if any of you know how to marble. I only recently learned. I am no expert, but it's a very interesting process. So the way that a pattern like this is created, a marbling bath, which is a vat filled with a liquid called size, and it's water mixed with some chemicals, and it gets a little bit gloopy, and it resists water-based inks. So you take the inks and you make a design on the top of the size in this water bath, and the design will stay on the top, and then you can move the inks with a pen, or you can use sort of anything that you want, any tool that you want to create the design that you require. This one, I used a comb. So you just take the comb and you go over the top of the bath and you pull it towards you, and it creates these patterns in the ink. And then you take the piece of paper and you place it like this on top of the water bath, and you pull it off, and the design that was previously on the surface of that bath is transferred over to the paper. So then I take that design and I actually scan it into the computer, and then I perfect the repeat. And all right, so now that we're going into the greens, I did a olive green color palette. This is a beautiful color of the timeless linen, and you can really see that gorgeous slub in there. It almost acts as a neutral. And then the Vale stripe in the olive is very luxurious. This is a great piece for tight upholstery, for something like a dining room chair. It'll wear very nicely. It's 100% cotton. Then we have the lion toile in the green. So this is lion toile in fern, And you can see in the background, there's a completely different marbled background. And I also created the coordinating marbled ground. This is also on mica and coordinates beautifully with the lion wall. This is created by using a paintbrush and dipping it in the inks and then splashing those onto the surface of the sides in the marbling bath. And it's a pretty simple process. But then after that, I sent the artwork to a professional engraver so that the repeat was completely seamless. So when you install this wallpaper in your home, you won't see any banning, or you won't see any distinct repeat. And these wallpapers are very high quality so that they install almost seamlessly, which is a bonus. And we have the lily stripe fabric, and this is a very, very, very dark olive green, almost a charcoal gray. Again, it's on 100% linen. And the lion toile to coordinate with the wallpaper. These make gorgeous cushions, which are actually in stock. And you can see those on the website, thevalelondon.co.uk. The lily stripe and sage wallpaper. So I did full tonal range of greens for this collection. And then the marble stripe in a soft sage green. And this can be paired with neutral colors too. It is a very, very soft green, and it coordinates with all colors in the collection. And this is only a small sample of the sugar bush in the olive green, but you can just see the colorways in there. It's a very dark, luxurious green. And I've done this one on a neutral ground. And the sage timeless linen. And cub, again in sage. So that's that ribbed cotton again. And a very large piece of the lily stripe in linen. And you'll see, this lighting is quite good because you can actually see the color really well. It is a very soft green, but it also coordinates really well with gray. And depending on what you pair it with, it will change color. It's very bizarre, but it's nice because you can mix and match with the entire collection. So this is veil stripe in silver and looks great with this lily stripe. And the sugar bush in silver. There you go. Very subtle color, beautiful, makes beautiful drapery or even bedding. Sorry, just taking my shoes off. And timeless linen in silver. Again, beautiful coordinate to the collection and suitable for upholstery. People love this for a slipcover because of its washability. And I have, of course, the lion in a neutral color palette. Again, this marbled background is completely different to the other two. And this is one of the most popular patterns in the collection. This is Marble Tile 2 wallpaper in cream. And this is again on mica. And the mica really enabled that print to come out very silver, gold, and bronze. And it's a very creamy, luxurious pattern. That's the full repeat. And then it's a mirror repeat. So that's the background to the lion's wall here. I also did a cream because there are so many cream backgrounds and cream coordinates in this collection. That looks beautiful with the marble tile, you can see. And the lion toile again here. This is the marble tile in a very dark chocolate brown. It's a gorgeous color. Very sophisticated masculine palette. and then the chestnut brown veil stripe. This was the original colorway for veil stripe, because when I was in Tanzania, I was in a coffee bean plantation and I saw a striped chair, and on top of that was little coffee beans. So that's the inspiration for this one. So the original color palette is based on that sort of deep, dark, warm coffee color tones. And then we have lily stripe in chestnut. Looks gorgeous with that veil stripe. Very rich. And sugar bush in the neutral to coordinate with that beautiful chestnut brown. It's very subtle in this palette. If you would like any samples, just DM me and I will put you in touch with your local representative or showroom, or I will send samples to you directly. Then we have the chestnut brown lily stripe. This background is slightly more creamy, just to add to that intensity and that richness. And cub here in the chestnut brown. Very masculine, would make a great study. And for the finale, this is pattern Panamania. So fun. These masks I picked up in South America. They were originally from Panama, and I started illustrating them using shellac inks. Let me get in close here. How fun is that? So the ground was originally painted with watercolors, and then on top of that, I used chalk and also just different pastels to create that look. And then that's how that, you can see the full repeat on the website. I also want to show you the trims that coordinate with this collection. In the chestnut brown, this absolutely gorgeous thick trim called Le Flouf. You can see it's very thick and luxurious. In the pebble blue, all natural fibers, and also very luxurious and thick. I'll show you that on some pillows. This is the veil stripe pillow, and it has Le Flouf along the edge. And this is just a single trim along here, so you can see how fluffy it actually is. On the back, I've used timeless linen in pebble. And these are in stock and available as well. I'll show you the lion toile pillow too. There you go. He's pretty cool. And the trim almost looks like his mane. So this is not doubled up. This is just a single trim across here. So very, very fluffy, which is why I called it Le Flouf. In the green color, ooh, a fresh packet. So they all come like this, very neatly packaged. And this coordinates beautifully in the olive green and sage palette, and also with the silvers. And also in silver. This is Le Flouf in silver. Gorgeous color. For the lion toile, this is the original drawing of the lion. I created this with just pen and on a piece of paper, and I took a lot of photographs on my safari, and this was my favorite lion. So I drew him, and then I didn't really know what to do with him. So I started just illustrating a bunch of other things like flowers to see if that masculine look would look good with the feminine. And I liked that idea, so I scanned them both into the computer, and then as I said before, I was looking for a way to add color. So I started doing all this marbling in my studio, and I want to show you just how difficult it is to get a cool pattern. So this is one of the originals that I used in, I think that's for the pebble blue background, but then obviously I changed the colors. And you get some really beautiful patterns like this. These are just trial and error. I might use these in the future for another pattern because I think they're gorgeous. And this is some of the original masks for Panamania. So you can see on there, it has a little bit of a sheen to it. There's shellac inks on top of the watercolor, and in comparison to the white area that I did with chalk. Here's another one. These are really fun to illustrate. And for the lily, this is the original drawing, again in pen. And I just sit and I just start drawing these botanicals because I love them. Let's see what else we have here to show you. Ooh, the birds. So this is a watercolor for the background of the Tasselberry wallpaper. This is in watercolor. And the original drawing for the African gray parrot is there. And here's another one. I like him, he's just munching on the berries of the tree. Well, thank you so much for watching, and if you want any samples, just let me know, and try and stay entertained in your quarantine, and I hope to see you sooner rather than later. Thank you, bye.